Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet for the Qualifier 2 guide here at California. Now, real quick, I will not be streaming it. I did, even though I think I left in first or second, I did barely make it. And actually, the guess of 2:15 was pretty close. You can see that was basically the cutoff. Now, I won't be streaming it, but Rex, Grizzly, and Road will be streaming it, and if I'm smart enough to remember, I will try to leave that in a pinned comment down below. Otherwise, you guys can leave their channel links down below too if I forget. Also, guys, here for the Qualifier 2 guide, I'm not going to dwell on this too much. You guys probably know what it is. It's Carp at California. And I will show you exactly how I did it. And I did a practice run earlier. Had pretty significantly decent luck as well, guys. So, one thing to note, if you're casting out too and you are having troubles with your pole moves, open feeders or flat feeders will help a little bit with it. They won't stop it. Also with the flat feeders, I forgot about them for a while, so my friend Keith reminded me of the flat feeders. I tested them out. They do work pretty good, and the open feeders as well. I normally use them because they get a little heavier and you can cast a little bit farther with them, but the flat feeders works well. So thanks, Keith, on that. And also, guys, these are the setups I'm using. The reel is actually kind of important on this one. Why is that? If you max drag on a 60 pound or 65 or 70 pound fish, it can and will come straight in if you want it to. So if you are a max drag person, I mean, it is a realistic mechanic. You can turn your drag up in real life. That is up to you. This is the setup I'm using. One thing to note here too quick, fish flavors. So like your fish meal, your crab, your krill, and your shellfish will work really well in the day part of it. And one thing I notice is when the weather changes at night, and I never realized this in the past, and this is always a tournament, this is always a qualifier I do really well at. In fact, I think I practice about 600 today. And I've never noticed it before. The weather goes clear at night, so this time I ran on, I put on citrus and stuff when it turned to night, and I had pretty good luck when it went to night. So just keep that in mind if that's something you're using, if you're using my mix. So particularly, so this is the mix here. If you don't know how to use it, in the pinned comment, I will try to relieve the guide on how to oversize fish if you don't know how to. If you're not oversized fishing, guys, you're not going to get 70 pounders, you're not going to get 60 pounders. Sadly, that's just the way the mechanics work of spot or of carp and a lot of fish, that if you can oversize them, you're going to need to. And sadly, it isn't very realistic, but that is a thing, okay? So that being said, all that out of the way, you guys can see what I use for a setup. Now, for me, I use 10-O's, and later in the run, if I had a lot of uniques, you could go bigger, okay? It's all up to you in the mix you're having. If you're struggling and not getting too many uniques, maybe go to an AO to get more uniques quicker. That being said, if you're like me, and I think I had 14 in my practice run, you may want to go a little bigger hook size to maybe get a little bit bigger. I wouldn't recommend going super huge because you're probably not going to catch too many if you do that. Alright, for these spots, each spot you're going to spot the whole mix out. Like if you know before, spot 1, this is going to be a very similar guide to last year in some ways. Right here, as always, just like I have for 4 years, this is the spot 1, and you can go ahead and pause these and put these into your map, but you spot out the whole mix, then put your poles out, and then also we'll go over here, and I'll actually just keep going to all the locations so you can see it. So my spot 2 is in fact over here, and there is 2 other spots I will show you here that you can also use. They do not overlap, guys. Okay, so for spot 2, I come right over here, And you can see you can catch them right here as well. You can actually catch them over here too if you spot there if you want, but I do it over here. And the reason I do is my extra spots right here and right here, you can catch them at too if you want extra spots. Now, this is a long cast. These are longer casts, so it's going to take longer to spot, so I generally don't go there. I just use the first three spots and the third spot here, guys, as always. I don't think we've changed this in all 4 or 5 years of doing this tournament, but this is the third spot right here, down here, and you do, like I said, need to spot. If you don't spot for these, you're going to struggle, okay? That's just the way it is. Then that's sad. You might not have very many. So if you want, you can go ahead, put the marks into your map. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. And we will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.